everyone. Welcome to round 12, our final round for the Rookie Development Series, the GT4s, with the Aussie Endurance Series brought to you, sponsored by Veteran Gaming Australia, this Rookie Development Series. Everyone's just finishing up the last of their qualifying runs. They didn't have a practice tonight. They had just a straight 60-minute qualifying session. Just being the Nordschleife, it's such a long track. But yeah, so back for the last week, then we'll have a week break. And Sam's joined me back this week, so I won't be all lonesome again. I'm sorry we missed last week, guys, but you know, there's real life happens, doesn't it, Sam?
Yeah, fortunately, I wasn't able to make last week, but good evening, everyone, and welcome back. It's our final round of the series this week, and yeah, could see a few things decided.
Yeah, I believe the championship's pretty close at the top there. I think if Joel Farley crashes out, I think he loses the championship. I think. It's been a while since I looked at the points, but it's some middle battles further down in the championship standings. We should probably get that up and have a look towards the end of the race, because we might be crowning our season champion if they win. Let me just jump on my lovely computer while I'm here talking and have a look. What have we got?
So, looking at the standings now, Grant Patullo has a 10-point lead over John Fillingham.
Grant Patullo, that's the one. So we could. Oh, Grant's going to shoot.
So I think the race will be between Grant and John tonight. Grant currently sitting P5 on the grid, provisional P5, and Mr. Fillingham sitting back and P9. So Grant with the upper hand, but it will be a long race. And we could see, if they stick together, we could see the draft playing a big factor in this tonight.
Not a easy track to overtake on at all. This track. There's a few opportunities, but if you go too wide in certain spots, you'll hit a curb, and next minute you're in a barrier. There's no forgiveness around here. They don't call it the green hell for nothing.
And speaking of, with hitting barriers, will Race Control be pulling any safety cars tonight, or with the length of the track, will we just be running with the local yellows?
I think we'll run local yellows or a virtual safety car if required.
Yeah.
I'll actually broadcast that to the drivers now while I get onto that.
So looking at our points, it's quite close. There's Grant Patullo leads with 897 points. John Fillingham in second with 887.
Just let you know, we'll not deploy full safety car tonight. We could run a virtual safety car if needed, obviously with the lap being so long. Yeah, I'll just let the boys and the drivers know.
Yeah.
We will run a virtual safety car if needed tonight.
Oh. All right.
Have to press multiple buttons. Don't worry, viewers. My co-pilot is making me try to press multiple buttons at once here. I've got the talk to speak button on my thing. Doesn't that mute me?
No, just I need a mute button for Discord.
Normally mutes me on Discord.
If you set it push to mute, it will do that there. So let's go and have a look at how everyone's going at the moment.
Well, I believe Car 87's the only one on track, which is Jonathan Akers.
He must be the last one to set his lap.
He must have jumped onto the track, but when because they've got checkered flag situation at the moment, so he must have been on a lap when the checkered flag drops. So I think with the way this qualifying set up, they can complete their lap in private sessions.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it extended the session, because they should be already going to the grid by now. So
And we'll just ride along with Jonathan in his Porsche.
there's a few people got on the Porsche tonight. 1, 2, 3, 5 of them there at the moment. I can see.
And as always, the drivers are free to change between cars as they choose between rounds.
Yes, maybe the Porsche is a bit of a meta around here. Although the BMW apparently is very strong, but I don't know whether they've applied the BAPs on the cars tonight either.
No, I don't think they have. So
I don't think the full BAPs were released as of yet. So, but I could be wrong. But it is also too, if you happen to miss one of the BAPs, and one next minute you've got a car that's 5-6 seconds faster than everyone else without trying. So.
So just check in with Jonathan Akers. He's coming towards the end of his lap now. That's a little bit longer to go until he's on the back straightaway.
Yeah, up through here's a tricky section. Get that wrong, you ride that curb on the outside, and you went spit you in the wall out there on the left. That curb there, John. Oh.
Yeah, the curbs here can be quite dangerous. You never really know if they are that safe to hit or not, because they can spit you right out and murder you.
Yeah, some of them are flatter, and others are vertical corners, like a vertical curb. So yeah, it's very hard to remember which ones you can ride, which ones you can't.
So Jonathan Akers has been setting a few purple sectors here. And he set a few greens, so he's definitely improving on his time. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him go pole after this.
Does have a fair amount of time to make up. 5 seconds on his last lap.
Oh. It's half a second down behind Grant Patullo.
Oh,
there goes the lab. That's gonna ruin it for him. Bit of a shame there, as he was all he had to do, head into the last section, he was setting purple sectors. But with that, we will see the end of qualifying.
We'll go to the pits. So now they have a very short sorry, I'm losing my words tonight. It's a short run down the back straight, and then they go racing. Lucky there's not a full outlap that up.
We're just waiting for the finalizing of the session to for iRacing to give us our grid.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to take us through the grid, please, Jared?
Oh, yeah. I reckon we can manage that. If I unclick my buttons. I've pressed a button I shouldn't have pressed. There we go. All right, leading us off, V12. Joel Farley takes pole. Willie Blair in a second. Brad Fenley. Is it Fenley? Have I got that right?
Yeah, Brad Fenley. Yes, that's correct, Jared.
Fenley. Luke, fourth. Grant, fifth. Jonathan Akers in sixth. Barry Punter, seventh. Jamie Fleming in eighth. Mr. Philly in ninth. 10th, Greg Goodfellow. I noticed Greg Goodfellow's got out of his rookie license, and that's good. Nathan Tapp and then Ricky. I think that's our 12 drivers. So we're hoping the viewers tonight they keep it together a bit. Otherwise, it might be a little of a long long call around here, as you would say.
So just waiting for the rest of our grid up. We're currently waiting for our pulsar to Joel Farley to grid up, and then we will be ready to commence some racing action here.
They might be checking they've all got enough fuel in the car to start the race, maybe. Or they haven't put wet tyres on or something silly like that.
Yeah. Well, they will require a stop, running limited fuel, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot to ask Philly tonight if they had jacked the fuel up to make sure they didn't have to stop, but we will soon find out. Now, we're expecting about, I'd say 10 laps at the absolute maximum. Maybe, yeah, because we'll be, yeah, you're only going to be 10 laps tonight. Maybe the 11th lap is the final lap, because they're about 9 minutes a lap. First lap will generally be a little bit slower, but not much. So, yeah, I reckon, what do you reckon, 10 or 11?
I'm thinking we're looking at maybe 10. Let's go 10. I believe in the speed of our drivers here, Jared. And just coming along the back straight now. So we may see a bit of drafting happening along here tonight, and there's definitely going to be a little bit of you go first, no, you go first, heading into the last corner before the straight. Because the draft down here is just so powerful.
It would be massive straight, this one. And exciting news for the viewers too that the Bend is coming to iRacing next season, which is the longest track. The outer track is second only to this track.
Yeah, second longest permanent racetrack in the world.
Yep. Yes. So we could have a couple of big long races around that, but let's focus on tonight. Safety car will be pulling in just up here. When it goes on the main straight, it pulls off to the pit and it will let them go.
So heading to the end of the Nordschleife, getting to the crossover point to the GP circuit.
They just passed the Nordschleife pit.
And we'll see the pace car's now pulled off as we are about to go green here.
Charles holding them. Wait for that green light tonight. There it is.
And we are green as they make the run down into the cutoff section.
Good chance to get early overtakes here in a turn one, if you're brave. Little turn one, turn two, little chicane thing.
And looks like John Fillingham's pushing to make up places to try and get ahead. But Joel Farley pulls ahead, taking a nice lead on Willie Blair at the start of the race here.
Yep, as they move into the partial of the Grand Prix section. Now, viewers, don't ask me about corners tonight. I got no idea. I lose track of them all. There's a few markers chicane up here somewhere. Willie Blair's having a bit of a blinky. There, so the drivers will be a bit cautious about that. Got themselves in a nice single file there by the look of it. I mean, an hour around here, you don't want to get yourselves into trouble early.
Yeah, it's a long race with a lot to play for out there tonight.
Yes, for our championship leaders, yeah. So Grant just has to finish ahead of Philly.
He's got a bit of a lead over Philly. So he's currently.
I think he just has to finish in front of him.
Grant has 897 points. He has a 10-point lead over John Fillingham.
Yep, so he just has to finish in front of John. And then I think John has to finish at least 5 places in front, I think. Roughly, give or take.
Yeah.
As they make their way onto the Nordschleife for the first time.
Willie's been able to gain back some of that ground against Joel as they start heading through the Nordschleife. Which tightens the pack up a little bit.
Yeah, the next big drafting section coming up here. But these guys have to lift up through here, won't they? They'll have to lift a fair bit. They won't be able to hold it flat up through here like a lot of cars.
Hmm. The twisty nature of the Nordschleife makes the cars look a lot faster than they do most races. Willie dips a toe off to the grass, but he's able to take the lead from Joel, and he's gonna have the inside line heading into the corner, but blinks out a little bit there.
Yeah, Joel, be wary of that. Blinking in and out.
And they're currently side by side, heading down this fast section of the track here. Joel's been able to maintain his lead.
It's a very, very exciting little section there. I don't know whether Willie was going to pop out somewhere untoward or...
And Grant Patullo just hanging on at the back there, which is all he really needs to do at the moment, as long as he's ahead.
Oh, no. Willie's popping into the wall.
And he's fallen down the order here. Oh, but he's still going. He's still going. He's just fallen back a few places. Which gives Joel a little bit of breathing room out the front.
Oh, yep. He has broken something. Mechanical black flag.
Oh, that's a shame for Willie.
Jesus.
It's a shame.
I went into the wall. Nah, broken.
Hearing the conversation tonight from our drivers, so it looks like Willie's a bit broken, and he's will need to take a pit stop for a fast repair early on here.
Yes.
Did Wiley crash or did he drop out? No, he's back here, he's still going.
My racing is not keeping up tonight. Latency variations. My internet's having a hernia. Oh, they're doing MBN works around the area. So at night time, lately, it's throwing me out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just lost about 15 seconds of viewership there. Had nothing on my screen at all.
So let's jump back, see if we've got a replay of Willie going off. So what's he done here? So here he's just gotten a bit loose and he's gone hard into the wall there though.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to hurt him. And we come back to them as they're coming through the carousel with Luke.
Luke up to second, Brad up to third.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Philly would be looking at that score sheet going, uh-oh.
Yeah, well Philly's moved his way up to P8, but he's going to need to move a bit higher than that if he wants to challenge for the championship.
Well, he's got to finish first now. Grant sits in P4, so maybe some bribe money out there to Joel Farley.
So Philly's been able to gain one position, and so has Grant. So they're net where they are. They're net with positions at the start of the race.
Yep.
But this is a long race and a very tricky track, so anything could happen.
Yeah. As Willie Blair's already pointed out to us, first lap. 3/4 of the way around the lap now. So just for the viewers, the lap time will be around around the 9-minute mark for most of them.
Yeah. And I think we might run with a track map up this whole race just to give everyone a bit of context as to where the cars are.
Yeah, you can see their viewers all the way down the bottom. Oh, careful!
Gets a little bit there, probably pulls up an off track there.
I think an off track's safer than dying there.
Yes, it definitely is.
We've got our first, looks like our first retirement. Nathan Tapp just pulled the car into the pit, or towed. He is towing.
That's a shame.
What happened to Nathan?
That could hurt Nathan. He's currently sitting P3. Though the closest driver to him, Elias Dugan, looks like he's missing tonight. So that may see Nathan be able to cement his hold on P3.
Oh, yep.
And we head down to the drafting part of the race. Working together on the straight.
Well, that BMW is rapid in a straight line. That Mercedes is not catching up very quick.
Yeah. And Joel seems to be gapping the field a little bit now. We'll just jump back. It looks like Nathan Tapp went off track a bit earlier.
This could explain his toe.
Oh yeah, and he's gone hard into the wall there.
That's death. Massively broken front suspension there. You can tell by the way the car was going. As lap one is done.
Well, we're still currently sitting in pit lane, so we may come out again. Willie takes his pit stop there. And Mr. Brad Fenley makes a move for P2 now.
Good little move into there. It was a very nice little move. Well done. Took his chance. Got him under braking. Yeah, very good. He saw he braked a lot earlier than Brad there, so he ran him nicely. It's a battle for 2 and 3.
This is Brad and Luke funning it out for 2 and 3. Field sort of spreading out a bit now.
Yeah, in a big track like this, sort of, these two here would want to work together, I think, to try and catch up to Joel.
Yeah. Though that said, Luke pulls out to make a move and gets it done on the inside. Though Brad's fighting back, and next corner's a right-hander, sorry, but he does not make the move and tucks in behind Luke there.
That was a very nice. These guys.
All right, there, Luke.
I actually sees the replay. He had plenty of road. It depends what screens and stuff you're running on, viewers. Like, the perception of how much road you've got to how much you've actually got is quite a big difference, isn't there?
Yeah.
I know myself with single monitors, it looks like they're a lot closer, but they're actually, only another car width wider.
Yeah. So head back onto the Nordschleife for the second time. So Willie's taking his fast repair and he's gotten back into the race here. But Nathan's probably still towing, so I don't know if he'll be able to take his. Yeah,
it's a long tow from I think some of the parts of the track's up to 6 minutes from memory. Which is a long time to sit and wait.
It is. It is. So John Fillingham's now picked himself up into 7th, and Grant Patillo could be in his sights a little bit later on, depending how it goes.
Well, yes, a lot of concentration. Long way still to go. They may, one mistake has been shown tonight. 2 drivers already. One small minor mistake, and Their suspensions paid the price.
So this is with our championship leader, Grant Patullo. He's got a bit of a gap to Barry Punter. Not that far behind him. And then, oh no, Ricky Provenzali and John Filling have been fighting out a bit, but looks like Ricky might be giving that up position to John, who takes it back.
Redress there. Yeah, looks like a redress, I'd say.
It does look like a bit of a redress. Let's just jump back and have a look at that there. Oh, and
you want to rewind a look? I think you might have sent him into the wall, really. Oh, he's just coming a bit hot under the brakes.
Yeah, hard to tell from that angle. So let's jump back again and have another look. From the same angle.
Okay.
I can't quite tell if he has been hit there.
I'll use my wonders of my other screen and I'll see if it's netcode.
Can't quite seem to get the best view here. Oh, it might have been. Yep, that was a little tap, and that's really going to hurt John Fillion there. The position was redressed, but the difficulty for him here is he now has about 11 seconds behind Grant Patullo, which is not what he wants.
Which he was right up near Barry Punter there too, so
he was, so it is really going to hurt. So maybe Ricky can repay him by working together, but yeah, I think that's not a good sign for John for his championship aspirations.
No, it's not.
So we are approaching the quarter mark of our race here. I think 10 laps might have been a bit too much there, Jared. I think we might be seeing 7 laps tonight.
Oh, 7. Okay. I was a bit optimistic, was I?
I think we were a little bit optimistic to expect 10 or 11, but I think given the current times, we can look at maybe 7-minute laps here.
Yes, my brain didn't do maths correctly there, does it? 60 minutes. Yeah. 10 minutes a lap is, 6 laps. Yeah, maybe 7 laps. So, feels like quick on the thing, but it takes a long time to get round. They might look at it go, I need 6 laps to go.
So, Grant currently chasing down Jonathan Akers here. Comes through the carousel.
Yeah, and Ricky's right back, red hot back on John Fillingham too. So John will be watching his mirrors with a bit of caution there, I reckon.
Let's jump a bit further up the field. Luke is sticking with Joel. Joel is out in front, but Luke is not too far behind him there.
Yeah, sticking with him. Just maybe hold his pace, just sticking with, and then make a move. You don't want to make your move too early here either, because if you get it wrong, a good place to make your move would be down the final straight on the last lap.
Yeah. So
There's no room there.
And you give the guy you're chasing just a little bit of a no. You go first. I insist. And then stick close enough to come out, and then head right down. But up until that point, you kind of want to work together. You can definitely bump draft in these cars, especially down that straight.
Yeah, and it's very tricky to take the bottom end of the straight, the last little chicane, too wide. You can do it, but you want to have some brass kahuna.
Exactly. So Brad's got Jonathan Akers not too far behind him, and Grant Patullo just following on. The moment they're just sort of doing their own race, following through.
Yeah, that's true. And Tim put a thing in the chat there saying incredible to see them go too wide. I believe that was to our earlier battle before with Brad and with Luke and Brad.
Oh, it might be Willie and Joel going too wide for most of the start of the race.
Oh, yeah, as well.
And we've had a crash. Had a crash at the back. Looks like this is Ricky Provenzale. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide. And he's spun. Oh.
He's absolutely cannonballed that.
We'll try and get another better view of that.
Has he touched the curb? Oh, he's got the air ball.
Ah, he's gone too fast. Gone wide into the grass. Spun around headfirst into the wall, and I think that's the trip back to the pit lane there, definitely.
Well, he's not showing a meatball on my timing screen, so
no, he isn't, is he? He might have got away with it a little bit, but I think John Fillingham will be breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief there, because Ricky now sits 11 seconds behind him.
Yes, a bit of gap there. He can work himself back up to chasing after Barry. Still got 10 seconds behind him, but
so John's now
a long way. It's far around here.
It isn't. John's now in his own little world, which could suit him well. He's not being pressured from behind anymore.
Yeah, closest battle really on track is the top sort of 5. They're spread apart by only 6 seconds, so that's good to see.
So they're still quite tight up the front of the field, which is good, which is what we want to see. This brings out some racing. So as we begin lap 3, approaching the 1/3 mark of our race.
The debris on the track there. Right, Nathan Tapp has rejoined the track. He was in tow for 4 minutes.
He's come back out to...
he's come back out to circulate. It's good to see.
So still very close here at the front of the field. There's only about 200ths between Joel and Luke at the moment. Luke's pokes his nose in, looking like he wants to have a go, but pulls out of it, and Joel maintains his lead.
Yeah, probably wise coming through the chicane there.
Yeah, so head back onto the Nordschleife for the 3rd time around.
He's just letting Joel know he's there. He's even got his headlights on, whereas the Porsche doesn't, so he might have a manual headlight button.
Might be hidden. Wonder if we see him flash the I want to overtake button later on.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
There's a few different names for that button, and none that we can really say on stream. So let's keep it with the I want to overtake button here.
Yes. See, he had a really good run up here earlier in the race. So Luke's put a lovely photo up there for us, legend.
I think as we come back onto the Nordschleife, Joel's able to pull out a little bit more room here. But Luke's going to want to do what he can to stick in that draft.
The BMW does seem pretty rapid in a straight line there, though. Wasn't really losing any time through the straights. Get through the corners, he might be struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I think the Porsche is just so strong on the straights that Joel is able to stay ahead. Joel last lap did set our fastest time with our 8-minute 56.9.
Yes. Up through this little tricky section, I always struggle through here. You miss a gear going up through here and you get sputtered out pretty quick.
Oh, honestly, man, I just struggle with the entirety of this track. Even the GP circuit.
I'm not a fan of I would rather drive the Nordschleife than the GP circuit.
I'd rather
how much I don't like the two.
I'd rather drive neither, to be honest. give me Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I missed out on Watkins Glen on Monday. I had the Porsche Cup round there without any chicanes of the old classic circuit.
Did you have weather like the Open Series was having this week?
No, they had a nice dry night. I was at a meeting, so I couldn't attend, unfortunately. So apparently, it was a lot cleaner than the officials were during the week.
Yeah, I've seen some streamers jumping into Porsche Cup last week, and it was a bit messy to say the least.
Well, top speeds, not much braking zones. We've got Grant, 0.6 of a second there behind Jonathan Akers too.
Trying to make his way up the field, solidify that position a little bit more. I think he's a little bit faster than John Fellingham around the ring, so I think at the moment his P1 in the championship's looking quite safe.
Yes, it's and Philly's managed to close the gap a little bit to Barry in front, but I think he's going to run out of time.
Yeah, well,
Catch up to these guys.
last lap, Grant ran an 8-minute 58.6, and John ran a 9-minute 9.88. But that did have him checking up to avoid a collision there.
It did have him into the gravel on that same lap. So
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so he did get pushed around into the gravel. So through no fault of his own. Ricky looks like he hasn't suffered too much. He's still running. He's still out and about. So bit of a scratched up paintwork there, but yeah.
amazing, isn't it? You scratch the wall, you get a meatball, you pummel it with the nose like that, and you don't get away with nothing.
Yeah. Still got this quite fierce battle happening out front.
Yeah, do another quick section of the track. There is some really nice quick sections through here. Certain cars absolutely flat out.
Joel's looking like he's got the gap up to a second now, so he's looking a little bit safer than he was before. But Luke has been able to make quite a bit of time back into the the Grand Prix section.
And this back section.
Yeah. Oh, and he gets a little squirrely coming out of the corner there.
Hold on, buddy.
He's now about he's now 1.5 seconds behind Joel, and if he's not able to catch up very quickly, he's going to find himself falling away on the main straight.
Jonathan Akers has a 2X series. He had a crash as well.
He has. We'll jump back and have a quick look at that. Oh yeah, big slide there. No, it looks like he's able to
Hold the brakes, buddy. Hold the brakes.
Oh, and he loses his rear wing.
Your wing.
So that catapults Grant Patullo back up into 4th. So Joel comes, and we follow with Joel as he comes out onto to the main straight with a 2.5 second gap over Luke Alavoine. And that's really going to hurt Luke here. I mean, he is pulling the gap in a little bit, but I don't think it's going to help.
Jared, I sort of had that idea.
Race control being a little bit nice there, just to let John know that he had no rear wing. Don't want him careering into another wall and causing an accident there. Just tricky, especially a long way back to the pits as Luke comes in.
Yeah, Luke jumps in, dives into the pits. He takes some fuel. I imagine they will have to take fuel. So, but see how the undercut goes here. We've seen the undercut in most of the tracks be quite powerful. So, gonna have to have a look and see how we go here. And Phil, yep, I totally get you, mate. Yeah, even if I was racing, I'd probably not want to race this one. I'm not very good at the Nordschleife. And looks like we've had a few others enter pits as well. Barry Punter, Jonathan Akers, and John Fillingham have all jumped back. Though Jonathan will be likely jumping into pits to pick up another rear wing.
Yes, he would be jumping in the pit to pick up a rear wing. And we've got most of the field dive in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers dive into the pits. Interesting to see. The other guys who had their early mechanical repairs shouldn't have to stop now.
Yeah, if they've taken one, it depends if they took fuel. If taking fuel would have been the way to go, as that would see them through to the end. I think Joe will be feeling a little bit comfortable all the way out front now. I don't think Jonathan Akers has taken fuel. It looks like he's just taken his fast repair because he's come back out ahead of quite a few others. Though that said, he may have been able to. Having the gap out front. He did. He may have been able to just nurse the car back.
Maybe.
And John Fillingham has taken quite a long pit stop here.
It did say he stopped for 25 seconds, so...
John Fillingham has taken a 53-second pit stop here, so is he taking tyres as well?
He's taking tyres, I think.
Things keep getting worse for John in his...
last race of this
bid
season.
for the, last race of the season, his bid for the championship.
Well, we've got to give it to someone else. He's won season 1 and season 3 already.
Well, at the moment, Grant is our championship leader, and he's sitting in P3, and I think that means right now there's not much I can see apart from a catastrophic accident that will...
well, the top 3 have to pit, so we'll see where it shakes it up.
Yeah, well, that ruins his race.
If they have a bad run across the top of the hill, or across the top of the hill, over through the Nordschleife, and the other guys have a really good outlap, plus they've got a pit, they could close the gap up really fast.
Yeah. And sorry, I know I said we've seen the undercut be powerful before, but what I actually meant to say is we've seen the overcut be very powerful. So I think we might see Grant gain a bit here. Gets a little bit longer on low fuel. The thing with our racing is you're never really changing due to tyre degradation. You're never really pitting due to tyre degradation. You're pitting to add more fuel. So having the overcut helps because you get more time on low fuel.
Yeah. That is true. Tim's there in chat. The two boys having a Verstappen moment. I think he'll be referring to the Ricky and John Fillingham earlier. It was a bit wild in the Grand Prix apparently on the weekend. I saw some highlights.
It was. So we're just approaching we're just over the halfway point of this race now.
We are.
Yes, no, it was good. It was a fantastic Grand Prix. I never thought I'd see Nico Hülkenberg driving a Sauber absolutely spanking an overtake on Lewis Hamilton in a Ferrari, but I did see that on Sunday night. So Nico Hülkenberg dragging that Sauber tractor to 5th was a very impressive sight to see there.
Yeah, I was waiting for the bring back Danny Rick chance after Yuki Tsunoda's bottled everything up the last few weeks.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a shocker the past few weeks.
He has. Anyway, back to our current racing. We've got Brad and Grant together. Joel's put himself out in a nice... He's got 8-second gap on those guys, and
he's pulling away as well.
2.5 seconds on the others. On Luke, before Luke goes to dive in the pit. So we'll see what happens. Whether Joel brings it. Joel might be in a case here. He could fuel save. I don't know if they can save to the end, though.
No, I think we're going to see everyone pitting here. I think we'll see Joel come in this lap, and I think, given how long we're out, I think we're going to see a lap 4 pit be a lot more powerful than a lap 3 pit. That extra lap with lower fuel, it gives you're going to be quicker. You're not going to be the balance of the car is going to feel nicer.
Yes.
Oh, and John Fillingham has jumped off track a bit. Oh, and it looks like John Fillingham has crashed, unfortunately.
Some cross-country moments, Paul John. What's he done here? He's... the car's just let go.
Yeah, car's
Too
just
much
let go.
Too much curb. Done really well. Hold the brakes there. Well done, John.
Gets car back around the right way and heads back going on.
Faces the right way and away he goes again.
Things unfortunately going from worse to even worse for John tonight.
Yes. Did really well to keep it out of that barrier though, so he jumped on the brakes really early and really hard. Which,
yeah.
Did help him out there. See these guys, where are they on track? So P1's 3/4 of the way around the lap. Coming up to the high-speed back section around here. I love this back section of the track. You pretty much go flat out from here on, basically. There's a couple of corners here and there, but after this corner here, you just absolutely punch it. Flat out down the hill. Probably not in these cars. You might not be as flat out in some, but when you get airborne into here, whoa, I love the jump. Try and wrestle the car back. Get it up around here and get back. Oh,
no, Joel gets a little squirrely there. He's really pushing that Porsche of his.
He's flirting with danger on those curbs. Oh, those curbs are half as high as his car. All right, so we'll see. Well, what if he pulls the pin now and... Well, maybe he's going for a real fast lap now and then box it on the second to last. Oh, he airborne out of the carousel.
He's carrying so much speed into the straight there. He's absolutely flying.
He's on the limit. I reckon he's going to try and beat his qualifying lap. He's probably got purple sections lined up in his car, left, right, and centre.
Well, this thing, I reckon he's going to pit here. I think we might see a pit stop.
Oh, you reckon he's going to rob us of the fastest lap?
I think he might have to. We'd usually expect our pit stops around this time, so
he's got a decent gap still holding that 8-second gap.
quick wipe of the windscreen. Quick swish of the wipers to get rid of the debris on the windshield, and yeah, he does dive straight into the pits here.
Absolutely mega push lap there, I think.
I think we're going to see Brad Fenley do the same thing, as well as Grant Patullo.
Grant Patullo. Okay, so where are other drivers? They're coming down the back straight.
So Luke is just coming onto the back straight now.
I reckon that the other guys will be well and truly done and dusted before he gets down there. It's a long pit straight.
Yeah, it's. I think we're going to see. I do think we'll see Joel come out first, who's currently in his pit box now. Brad Fenley and Grant Patullo just pulled into his pit box now as well.
It is a long pit lane too, though.
It is. So Luke is coming towards the end of the straight. Though Joel is out of his pit exit now, so that's quite a gap he's pulled. Though he's had quite a short pit stop, so he's only
25 seconds. 25 seconds stop time.
It's the shortest of all pit stops, and yeah, unfortunately, looks like Grant jumps Brad in the pits. There's 3 seconds stop shorter than Brad, so that's going to be tight for them. I don't think, though I'd be surprised it's Grant doesn't really want to be. Oh, Brad's fallen down a bit, so that gives him a bit of space. I'd say Grant doesn't really want to be battling too much with anyone at the moment, because where he's sitting, all he needs to do is finish the race, and the championship is his.
I want to know Joel's in lap time. He's put 17 seconds on those guys. He was only 7-8 seconds in front. He's 10 seconds on Grant Patullo on the in lap.
And yeah,
basically.
he has only taken he's taken our quick. Oh, actually no, he's taken our second quickest pit stop. Jonathan Akers took our quickest one with a 24.9, but Joel has
7 seconds difference in the stop time. Yeah, there it is.
Joel spent 25 seconds in his pit box refueling, so he could be running short and may have to fuel save towards the end.
I do know that he can fuel save. I've done some races with him before, and he's pretty good at the fuel save. And he's not as good as our resident alien Sam, who can save fuel like, I don't know. I swear that bloke can run a car on the stiff of an oily rag, let alone an oily rag.
Well, Joel has got about a 16.5 second gap now, and so he does have the room to fuel save if need be.
Yeah, you could let that gap come back down to about 10 seconds and save that bit of fuel gradually over a lap, and he wouldn't be losing too much lap time, but he would be saving a lot of fuel without risking his position. How's our resident rookie going? Greg Goodfellow out there, car number 38. He's just coming down towards the back straight.
He is.
Here he comes.
He is.
Shout out, Greg. Well done, mate. Keep going. It's probably going to be the first time he's ever seen this track in this game.
To be honest, so have I. I only bought I've had the GP circuit bought for a few years now, but tonight I only bought the Nordschleife today to do the broadcast. So it's the first time I'm seeing it on my computer.
Yeah. So well done, Greg. Who else haven't we seen much of? Nathan Tapp, he's been on the wall. Philly's down there having a bit of a picnic after his unfortunate incidents.
Well, I think Philly would. We actually have seen quite a bit of Philly tonight. I think he would have preferred we've shown a lot less of him. Unfortunately for him, I think he would have liked a quiet race. But currently, though, Nathan. So this is where it does get interesting. Nathan, he's a minute and a half. He's quite a fair way behind. Yeah, a minute and a half behind John Fillion. Well,
did you mistake that for 1.1 seconds?
Well, no, I wanted to have a look, but so I mean, if Philly can still lose second place in the championship here, it's not a done deal. If Nathan Tapp can recover and get ahead of him, then he might even lose P2, and we could see P3 be in danger as well. Grant and Mr. Fenley Brad Fenley are fighting out at the moment.
I think it's some enough action to keep us entertained for such a long track.
Yeah.
What we want to see.
I do wonder because, well, I mean, if we look at those who pitted early on, They had quite a long fuel stop. So Luke had a 38.8 second fuel stop. And I mean, I do gotta wonder, did Grant and Brad take front tires by any chance? Because they were a lot longer than some of the others.
Not as long as Greg Goodfellow. He spent 72 seconds in the pits.
He might have had a little bit of damage to repair as well. So
Philly spent 53 seconds, so he definitely did tyres by accident, I think. Barry
Yeah.
Punter definitely did tyres by accident. He's 53 seconds in the pits stopped.
yeah, so I reckon we're seeing those guys have done. Those guys have definitely taken tires. So even on his pit-in lap, Joel Farley did an 8-minute 58.6. So he had one of the quicker laps out there, even though he had to put his pit limiter on at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely pushing that car very fast.
So Brad pushing for P3 here. I'm curious to see how hard Grant fights this, because he doesn't need a podium. All he needs to do is finish ahead of John at the moment, and he has the championship.
Yeah, but does any race driver think like that?
Of course, you always want to win.
Once you're between those white lines, I reckon Grant will be on off P2.
He might be, though the gap to Luke ahead staying pretty even at the moment.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a lot closer to Luke than when Luke entered the pits.
So, but see, Luke stopped before these guys. He definitely got a better pit stop out of it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Luke was right behind Joel when he stopped. So Luke's lost about 18 seconds. I reckon he lost about 15 seconds in that pit stop.
See how long he stopped for.
So Luke stopped for 38.8.
Yeah, so he may have.
He's had more. He would have taken more. He would have. Yeah. He would have taken more fuel.
All right, what does Brad do here?
So he's gaining to they've taken quite a chunk out of Luke ahead. So they keep pushing to gain that, or no, Brad's going to poke his nose out. And he's going to take the position there.
Beat the momentum.
So we have 15 minutes left in this race. I think we might be looking at another 2 laps after this. So we might be looking at eight laps here.
There's 15 minutes left. Oh, God. Let's go on, boys. Nice. They're giving each other half a paddock's width. But anyway, good to see.
I think the speed, the pure speed of that Porsche winning out there, and Grant taking 3rd place back from Brad. But he's right on the tail of Luke, and I think seconds in. He's looking at 2nd position now. Both of them are.
Yeah. So how long? Yeah. So we have 2 laps to go. So this lap and 1 more, because Joel crossed the line with 15 minutes left, or 14 minutes left, or whatever it was. So
we will see a 7 lap race here.
Yep. So my mass is way out. Look, Ricky's gone tumbling down. What's up with Ricky?
Let's have a look here. Ricky's fallen back a bit.
I think he's had the instant.
Oh! He's gone a little bit.
Has he had a nap there, or?
I don't know what's happened there. He's
His mechanical black flagged his car. I'll give you the tip.
yeah. We'll get another view and have a look what's happening there.
Got the view on that one. It's like he's misjudged where the wall was completely.
Oh, he's really mounted that curb. Oh, and
Oh,
He's-
the rear tyres lit up. The rear tyres
his eyes
I
lit up.
reckon.
Yeah, he's tried to counter steer that, and that's really going to hurt him. I think. That's,
Oh, look at the angle on that. I think something's definitely broken.
yeah, something's
We
definitely
got
broken there.
suspension cam there for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Grant's now
That's the battle. Yep.
pulled a couple of seconds on Brad, and he is chasing down Luke. So he's in a good position at the moment. If he can hold this until the straight, then I think he's that P2 is looking very very likely for him.
And I reckon this will be Ricky's race done too, because mechanical black flag. They only got the one repair in this series.
Yeah, I think that unfortunately might be it for Ricky.
So these guys, I reckon these guys will just stay together. I reckon this lap, and then it'll be. I reckon Grant will do what I reckon. Try and overtake him last lap down the back straight.
Do you think he'll insist that? It actually, I'm just thinking here. It would be better for him to be in front of Luke, heading into the straight, because that gives then it's easier for Luke to overtake, and then Luke leads. Luke takes P2 for most of the last lap, then he can pounce right at the end.
Yeah, what's I'm saying? Yeah, so not this lap, but the next lap.
Yeah.
On the very last lap, I reckon. Let him lead into the back straight and overtake him. That's what I'll be doing.
He's got to move. He's got to move because Brad's caught back up, and there's going to be there's a three-way tussle happening right now.
Yeah, it's true. Could spice things up. End up 3 wide down the back straight at some point.
Yeah, and Luke's pulling away now, so could see. I think we might be seeing the Porsche struggling a bit in the corners here.
Well, the Mercedes look like we're struggling around that corner. These GT4s, even though they've got the traction control, they love to light up the rear tyres.
They do. Especially as the car gets a little bit unloaded and spins out.
Joel Farley's out there in front having a cup of tea as he's driving. We better not switch to him too often because we give him commentators curse. We'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, he's got a bit. I just stick with this fight at the moment because they are quite close, and Joel's sitting pretty out the front there. It's a bit like the Formula One last weekend. Oscar was just sitting pretty out front all race while there was a lot happening behind him.
Yes. Shaping up for a decent F1 season for a change. Instead of just one driver, but
well, I think we might see Max start to fall away soon, especially if he picks up another penalty point. That will see him with a race ban.
well, we'll see how he goes this weekend in the Nurburgring 24 hour.
Yeah.
In the old iRacing, because I guarantee he'll be red line racing this weekend doing that. Go through the carousel. Time can be gained coming out of here. Or lost. You get that wrong. It's a very funny section, funny thing to drive through that carousel. You've really got
Yes,
to trust
it
that the
is.
car's going to stay in it. Barry Punter's had a 2x there as he brushed a wall, I think. At some point, I'll look at that a bit later. Check on this one. Okay.
So we're gonna see them come
Grant
in.
made that time back up now, Luke.
He has, and Brad's right on him, so it's gonna be interesting to
And,
see what happens here.
See who's in the background. Only 2.5 seconds off. Is Willie Blair. After the early race incident and stop, he's got himself back up to within 3 seconds of these guys.
Oh, he's done well for himself this one. He looks like he's, yeah, he has done very well, hasn't he?
If these guys ruffle and tussle for the last lap, he's a chance to sneak himself back in this pack.
Yeah, he does. He's only about, well, yeah, he's only about 3 seconds behind Brad at the moment, so he could just be lurking there.
Okay, was Brad go for the same move again, or just stick behind here?
Well, Brad might be able to get both of them here.
Possibly could get the run on both, yes.
And they're heading onto the straight now.
Get the toe off the Porsche, pull out, then get the toe off the Beamer. Get a 2-for-1 deal.
I don't think Grant's gonna be able to get Luke, but Brad makes a bit of a move here. I don't know. He's gonna get ahead, and he has gone ahead. They're side by side heading into the GP circuit. And Grant's able to maintain it.
Little tap of the brake there. Respect, well done. Don't or die. As we are on the last lap.
Yeah, we're heading down through the white flag lap now. So Joel's already taken the white flag. He's a little bit further up the road.
Yep, he's out there having a picnic.
And Brad swings in for a move. Oh, he just go for the move on both? No.
Oh,
No.
Oh.
And he spins Luke around. Oh, and that's a shame.
What was that?
Let's jump back here.
Have to review this one.
Yeah, Brad makes a very
I thought I was making the corner and you come across in front of me.
No.
Righto.
yeah, don't think Brad was ever making the corner there.
Safety control, can you check that out, please, thank you.
Race control confirmed.
Yeah, I don't think Brad was ever making that one as well there. We're just going to double back and have a look. Nathan Tapp has had a bit of a incident as well. His race getting a bit worse there. Just a bit of a slide out.
Damaged car too.
Well, that's really hurt Luke. He's fallen back. He's now behind Willie Blair, who's chasing down Grant. Just jump back and have another look at that. Oh yeah, I don't think Brad was ever making that corner. Brad now starting to pull away a bit from Grant, but I wouldn't be... He's currently sitting in second place, but I'm not so sure he will be retaining that second place given the incident that happened at the start of the lap there. While Race Control's currently reviewing the incident there. And Joel's sitting ahead by himself at the moment. No traffic, nothing. I think he's just having a bit of a Sunday drive out the front. And we jump with John Fillingham. He's kind of on his own here now. I think it's safe to say he'll be finishing P2 in this championship. Brad's starting to pull a little bit of a gap. I imagine he want to get as far out as possible to mitigate any possible repercussions from before. I think at this point, Grant just maybe want to just chill at the back for chill where he is. At this point, it sees him taking the championship once the checker flag falls. It's currently only about a second half between second to fourth at the moment.
Car 9 to slow down and allow car 858 to pass before the start-finish line at the end of before the end of this lap. Copy.
Okay. And coming from race control, car 9, Brad Fenley must redress the position to Luke by the end of this race. And you can see he's already slowing down. He's let Grant go. Grant's taking P2. And they'll be letting Willie Blair through shortly.
Yes, race control did make the termination. Obviously, there's no time for a drive-through penalty.
Yes.
You have to enter the race before the serving the penalty, so the position would not be able to be redressed.
Yeah, I think that's the most equitable outcome we can get here. So, though he doesn't. He's giving up the position to Grant, but he's not quite falling back. Luke is...
You only have to redress it to
Luke. Yeah.
But also doesn't want to cause a hazard on the track either.
Yes, exactly. So he's coming to the back end of the track now, so you might want to see him do that soon. Just might jump back and have another look at that incident there.
He's just coming too ambitious, and the corner was always Luke's corner.
Yeah, Luke's far out front. It's a very ambitious move
The
down
first
inside
pass,
there.
the first pass is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, first pass is fine.
First pass on
just hasn't-
yeah. First pass on Grant was there. It was definitely there, but I think he's gone a little bit too. I think he's got a little bit ambitious. Oh, and Willie Blair has lost his front end. Oh no, he's glitched back on. Looks like he's hit the wall there. Just jump back there. He was really pushing hard there, and he's mounted the curb a bit and hit the wall.
Yeah, it's a bit of awareness there from Willie, because Willie should just be sitting behind him.
Yes.
Just knowing that he has to serve to redress. That's
Well, Luke's still running a bit behind. He's still about 6.5 seconds behind Brad. And so coming to the straight, Brad's going to lose a lot of time if he's not able to redress that. That did not sound good. That looks like Willie has had another bit of he's nursing some damage here.
This car's completely broken.
We're on with Joel as he comes to take the checkered flag.
Joel takes the flag.
And a commanding victory from Joel Farley there. And we switch back to Grant, our championship leader, as he comes through onto the GP circuit to take second place, and with him the championship win as well.
Let Luke pass yet?
No, he is slowed down. Looks like he's going to let him by right the line. And
yep, that's
there's
fine.
our
That is fine.
P3 Luke Alavoini. So, congratulations to Joel for his win, and congratulations to Grant on his championship win.
Yes. We'll just we'll get the drivers in for.
We'll
All
just
good
finish
there,
the.
Luke. I know it looked bad, but you were pretty bad under brakes and maybe blindsided from Grant.
Still running through. Let's wait a
But
second.
ultimately,
We're
race
still
control
waiting
says.
for everyone else to finish. So
Laps
John
that we're up with.
Fillingham coming back now, coming along the straight, and this should
Yep.
see him finish up P2 in the championship.
It will. And Nathan Tapp will finish P3, I do believe.
That is correct. So
Congratulations to Joel for the race win, Grant for the championship win, and we'll grab our top three.
just
Great race,
wait.
Joel, and well done, Grant, season 4 champion. Great start to your AES career, mate.
And
Thanks, guys.
yeah,
Well done,
John
Grant. Great
coming
job, sir.
second, following along with Nathan. Still got a little bit to
Good job,
go.
mate.
Yep.
Well done,
Go
brother.
along with the boys.
Well deserved.
Oh, hold on to it, Nathan.
All he's got to do now at this point is finish.
And Greg Goodfellow, still half a lap to go. We can do the post-race interviews while Greg's finishing off his lap. I'll just get the boys to make sure they get into the... who do I need? Grant. Can the top three go into the waiting room, please, for post-race? Yeah, so Nathan will come across. We'll do the post-race interviews whilst we follow on with Greg. So Greg can get extra screen time to finish off his lap. Which I'm sure you won't mind. We need a bottle of champagne, don't we? Ready to go? Have we got one in the comms box? Who's doing the shoey? You have to get Grant to do a shoey for his series win.
And I think we'll pull John Fillingham and Nathan Tapp into the waiting room as well. And there goes Nathan, solidifying his P3 for the championship.
Right, we'll jump on board now with Greg. Give Greg a chance, and then we'll get to our top three race winners, and then we'll grab our other two in. Mr. Joel Farley. Congrats on the race win, mate. Did you fall asleep there at some point? Because you had a very good margin, mate. Towards the end.
I was trying to get the fastest lap, so from myself.
Well, you did
Which
get
I
the
did on the
fastest
last
lap
lap.
in the end. You did 8:53. It was a blinder. Absolutely. But I reckon that in the pit lap on your in lap, very
That was good as well,
airborne,
yeah.
very airborne over the normal place you get airborne. But coming out of the second carousel, mate, I think you're all four wheels off the ground.
Well, that's what you plan to be.
I think you also ended up with the fastest pit stop there as well, Joel. We thought you might be fuel saving towards the end, but it didn't look like you were. You had a pretty commanding lead across the whole race.
Yeah, I was fuel saving throughout the race. It's what you got to do around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, helps you be fast.
Second place, Grant. Nice. First of all, congratulations on the series win. And a nice little race there for you. Some nice little battles along the way as well, which is good to see.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, look, I just struggled with the car here, just super bouncy and would wash out, and I just wasn't sure what it was going to do. So I was happy to sit behind people, and yeah, they'd pull away from me, and then I'd catch them up, and yeah, and then the end, it was unfortunately Luke got tagged by Brad, and I got his spot that way. I wouldn't have preferred not to take a spot that way, but yeah.
Yeah, well, we were thinking that Brad and that would hold off till the very last lap down the big back straight. You know, minimise the chance for another person to go back around again.
Yeah, like yeah, he was definitely pretty good on the brakes in the turn one, but yeah, unfortunately got Luke.
Yeah, you had the move done on you, and then just didn't quite have enough pull up to stop it in time for Luke.
Yeah.
Speaking of Luke, P3 mate, well done on that drive. You cost yourself a bit in the pit stop early on. Did you have to take on too much fuel, or?
Yeah, pit crew cooked me on that one. Ended up with about 3 laps of fuel at the end.
We wondered what happened there because you sort of were right behind Joel there early on, and then just before the pit stop, you had to see a little incident in that, but I thought I'll get us a pit here and then continues, but yeah, just lost a lot of time in the pit.
Yeah, I was trying to pepper him in that first stint, but I knew he was fuel saving anyway, so just tried to get a clean race, that's all.
Yep. The beamer looked a bit loose in some sections there as well. It's a bit tail happy.
It's all for the cameras, mate.
All for the cameras. All right, we're going to drag in John and Nathan. They don't know it yet, but they rounded out the podium for the season, so we'll drag them in here.
Get roasted.
Sorry to drag you in, John. We're just going through to congratulate our series podium.
Oh, yeah.
Which you are currently on. I think P2 ended up finishing.
Yeah, P2. How good?
Very well, very good job. And then Nathan Tapp, we just dragged in P3 in the championship, mate. You keep it on the road there. A bit of a rough race for you, and you too, Philly. Was it the easiest of races tonight?
No, that's just how to finish off the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit tough. Haven't done many laps around here, but congrats to Grant on taking out the championship, and John for getting second, and cheers to you boys for doing the broadcast as well. It's been a good season.
I always look forward to seeing you all for the next season. All right, drivers, thank you, and viewers, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time for the start of the next season. More details to come on what cars we're racing, where we're racing, all that sort of stuff. So keep an eye out on the socials. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing the broadcast. And
cheers,
thanks.
mate.
Thanks for John.
Yeah, and congratulations to Grant for your championship. Well done.
No worries. Thank